The 2001 season was barely underway when Drew Bledsoe suffered internal injuries from a brutal hit by Mo Lewis.
Did you realize when you got hit how serious that was?
No, I couldn't think straight then. I had on top of the internal thing, I also got my bell rung pretty good. Really, my insides didn't hurt until after the game, but then they started to hurt pretty bad. There were some touchy sequences when I got to the hospital when I was under, where they actually, for a while, were considering opening my chest up to try and find what was wrong.
You have to realize how close he came to death, okay? And that's a fact, because I wrote the stories about it. I talked to the surgeons involved. I talked to the Patriot doctors. A very lucky guy that he's alive.
Just 6 months before his injury, Bledsoe had signed a 10-year, $100 million contract extension with the New England Patriots. Now he was sidelined and forced to watch as his backup, Tom Brady, excelled. When Bledsoe returned to uniform, he found that his backup was now the starter.
To have a guy come out of nowhere and play well is the worst nightmare for a guy in that position.
With Tom Brady at quarterback, the Patriots became the surprise story of the 2001 season.
There's an unwritten rule. It's called you don't lose your job in case of injury unless you lose it to somebody that's better than you.
Listen, there's very little loyalty in the NFL anymore. There really isn't, and the way things change with free agency, with new players coming in. Hey, if somebody's on the field, they're doing your job, and they're doing it well, then hey, look out. Don't go off the field. Hey man, if you're hurt, do whatever you can to stay out there.
My job is to make the decisions for the football team, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the best decisions I can for the football team. That's what Mr. Kraft's paying me to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make the decisions that I think are the best for the football team. T-E-A-M, as in team.
You know, if called upon, I'll be ready to play in this game or any game, and that's the way I'm approaching it.
I know I would have handled the situation a lot differently. It would have been a lot of bleeping going on in my interviews.
Everybody talked about this season about how composed you were, how businesslike. Now, if I was to go to talk to your wife and say, well, how did he act at home? Would she say the same thing?
She got to hear some of the stuff that nobody else got to hear, and I'm thankful that I have her to turn to.
If I was in that situation, I don't know how I could have dealt with it. When you're the quarterback, you always feel like I've had a big part to do with this game. When you're the backup quarterback, you don't even feel like you're on the team. You feel like you're a fan. That God, I didn't do anything to help our team win. You always feel that I'm just taking up space.